This is question number 10 on the November 2014 calculator paper. Okay, let's have a look at the question. The question says the equation x cubed minus 2x is equal to 125 has a solution between 5 and 6. Use a trial and improvement method to find this solution. Give your answer correct to one decimal place, and you must show all your workings. Now, if you've come across this question in an exam, once you've seen the phrase trial and improvement, you should know exactly what to do, and you should be able to get full marks in a question of this sort. Now, I encourage everyone to draw a table for trial and improvement questions. Make sure you do. It makes the working easy to see, it gives you clarity, and it helps you get to the right answer in a pretty straightforward way. So we're going to set up our table. We're going to make sure that the middle space in our table has the middle column has the most space. So I'm going to set up my table as I've shown there. And the first column is going to be for our x values, the ones that we try out. The second column is going to be the left-hand side of the equation, x cubed minus 2x. And the third column is our target number, 125. So because the question said that our solution is between 5 and 6, we're going to start off by trying the number that's halfway between 5 and 6, that's 5.5. We're going to substitute that into x cubed minus 2x. That basically means replace the x's with 5.5. So we're going to do 5.5 cubed, take away 2 times 5.5. I'm going to put that into my calculator and see what I get. So on my calculator, I'm going to put in 5.5 cubed, take away 2 times 5.5, and that gives me an answer of 155.375. I'm going to write that in here, 155.375. My target number is 125. 155 is too big. And I'll write this in here. Okay, so this tells the examiner that I know that that result was too big. I'm going to try something smaller than 5.5. I'm going to try 5.3 next. I could have tried 5.4, then 5.3, and so on, but I'm going to try 5.3 next. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to substitute 5.3 into the equation. So I have 5.3 cubed, take away 2 times 5.3. I'm going to work out my result. I'm going to use my calculator, and I've made sure that I didn't clear the screen. I'm going to use the replay button to go backwards and move the cursor so that I could change the 5.5s into 5.3s, as you could see here. Okay, I'm going to make sure that it's all the same, it's all good, and working out my answer, I get 138.277. I'm going to write that in, 138.277, and that's still too big. It's bigger than 125. Okay, so next I'm going to try 5.2. I'm going to put 5.2, and I'm going to substitute that into the expression, and I'll have 5.2 cubed, take away 2 times 5.2, and let's see what that gives us. I'm going to use the same method that I did before. Replace the 5.3s this time with 5.2s. And I've got 130.208, which is still too big. 130.208, and that's still bigger than 125, so that's too big. I'm going to try next 5.1. 5.1 cubed, take away 2 times 5.1 is equal to, back to my calculator and using the replay button, change it to 5.1, change the 5.2 again to 5.1, and that gives me 122.451. 122.451, and that's smaller than 125, so that's too small. Okay, the technique that the examiner is expecting you to do is to identify the number that's halfway between these two, because they change from too big to too small. The number halfway between 5.2 and 5.1 is going to be 5.15. We're going to use this to help us decide which of these two, 5.1 or 5.2, is going to be our answer. Remember, the question said give the answer to one decimal place. So one of these two is going to be our answer. I'm going to try 5.15 cubed, take away 2 times 5.15, and let's see what our result is for that. Using the replay button again, I'm going to now insert a 5, so it becomes 5.15. Make sure you do that to both the values in there. And here is our result, 126.290. 126.290. All I'm interested in is whether this is too big or too small. And compared to 125, it's too big. Okay, this is going to help us decide which answer we're going to use for x, 5.1 or 5.2. 5.15 gives us a result which is too big. So our value for x is going to be smaller than 5.15. So we're going to choose 5.1. That's going to be our answer. And that's what I'll write in the answer space right down at the bottom here. I'm going to write x is equal to 5.1. Now you need to make sure that you're fairly comfortable with doing this calculation. Read the question carefully. Make sure you use the information that they've given you to find your starting point, and make sure that this final line, where in my case I used 5.15 to find the middle value, you need to make sure you show this to get full marks in the question. Okay, this is a pretty straightforward question, very popular question. Make sure you can do it and get full marks in it.